Hey there, welcome back to the Filthy Rich Writer YouTube channel. Now, today you are going to get a special sneak peek into how we coach our students in the Comprehensive Copywriting Academy. What's coming up, is one of our laser coaching sessions, which are 10-minute sessions designed to answer really any questions that students bring to us. Now, you might hear some CCA-related terms, things like Pitchapalooza, which is a student-only event, but head down to the description below if you need a little bit more context. Now, our students are all in different states of learning copywriting and starting their careers and building their careers and all that kind of thing. And also, some of them want to be freelance, some of them want to be part-time, some of them want to be on staff. So you are going to hear a variety of different questions related to copywriting, business, all kinds of stuff. But I guarantee it's all going to be pretty helpful. So if you want to check out any other topics we cover, make sure you subscribe to the Laser Coaching playlist. Exciting, right? Now, even though you are not the one in the hot seat, I'm positive you will still learn a lot. So without further ado, let's get to it.
Okay, so I just started pitching from Pitchapalooza.
Good for you.
And I have already taken one project and finished it for someone. So I've already gotten paid, which my goal was when I did Right Start was like to get paid maybe for the first time during second quarter. So I already got some money, so that's good. But my pitches are getting opened. Some of them I can even see on my tracker are like getting opened more than once.
Nice. Great.
Like they're reading it again. So that's good. I stalled out a little bit at first on follow-ups, and because I was just like spinning my wheels on what to do. I was, meeting that resistance on finding the right thing to send.
Mm-hmm.
But I sort of feel like I've resolved that. I've started doing a document where I put in things as I find them. I'm like, oh, well, this might be something good. So I can pull it out of there instead of sitting down to think of something new every time.
Yes.
So I've started trying to make sure I'm sending solid follow-ups, but I'm not sure how good they are. So I have some that I'll show you, like the pitch and the follow-up I have right next to each other. Awesome. But I've only done one follow-up so far. So I'm not I've only done one round of follow-ups with anybody. I haven't done 2 rounds of follow-ups with anyone yet. So I don't know where to go after that, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. The nice thing about follow-ups is that should be the easy part. Right? Okay. That's the one. And if you go into the client pitching masterclass, you'll see that we even have kind of a little script there for, or in the video, we have a script for what you can send, but that should be the super easy part. You should be able to knock off your follow-ups in like 5 minutes a pop. To your point, finding resources, absolutely. You want to find something that's going to be useful, but really more than anything else, you're just looking to be like, hey, don't forget about me. Not those exact words. That's the like, hey, I have something great for you, but also all you're doing is looking to get yourself back up into their inbox again, higher up in their inbox so they see you. Yes.
And my guess is, if you have them, can we share screen privileges?
Oh yeah, let me give you.
Yeah, as you do that, but my guess is you're overthinking it just this much, and that's where the resistance is, right? I mean, I think we start to get in our heads a little bit and then think it's going to be perfect. But to Nicki's point, I think for most people, yes, they will read the follow-up. You want it to be quality, but more than that, they're going to be like, oh yeah, and go back to your original pitch, because that's the meat of what you're saying anyway. So take a little pressure off yourself for the follow-up is overall what I would say.
So I have my initial pitch and my follow-up right here. Mm-hmm. And I know that they've opened both of them on this particular one, but I haven't sent a third yet. So I'm in between. I'm not at the point yet where I would sort of send that third.
Mm-hmm. Okay. This is looking good. Yeah, here's the thing. Remember that one of the reasons that we have you send follow-ups is just that people's inboxes are so busy. So sometimes it is going to take that second. Sometimes it is going to take that third time for them to either get in touch and say, yeah, let's set up a call, or to say, nah, now's not the right time for us. There will be some people that don't respond at all, which is super annoying. And which is why I also don't want you to get too hung up on, oh, I see that they've opened it. I see that it's like,
I was just going to reiterate that it's great to see it and to know, okay, something's working. They're coming back to it. Obviously they liked, if this person came back to your pitch, for example, it's a great idea. Obviously they need this, and you can help them with it. But it doesn't necessarily, I don't track for that reason, because it can get in my head that much. It's more, I'm going to do what I have control over. I don't have control over if they're going to eventually follow up or not, in the sense that the only control I do have is reminding them.
Exactly.
And since I stalled out there, I went back, and people, even though it had been more than a week since I sent the initial pitch, once I started getting the ball rolling with those follow-ups, I sent a follow-up to some of the ones that had been further out.
Good.
And but when I did that, I started by, I'm going to start with the people who did, open the email for sure, initially to follow up with. So since I'm already pretty far removed, and I'm like, okay, well, they did see the first one for sure.
I can help you use it to help you prioritize.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But remember too, that these follow-ups can also be great if they didn't open the first one, if they missed the first one. When they get this one, they go, oh, what was this? And all they have to do, because you're doing reply, you're doing a reply all, so that they can, all they have to do then is scroll down to see the original one.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
So these are just increasing the chances that they're going to see your original pitch. But yeah, I would just, to Kate's point, spend time on things that you can control. The tracking of emails sent, all that kind of stuff. It seems like, oh, this is numbers and I can look at the numbers. But if you can't control the numbers, they're useless to you. It's like knowing that you left a voicemail for someone that you want to date, and then just like waiting for them to call back. Whereas I know that they got the voicemail, so when are they going to call back? It's a much better use of your time, because this maybe gets a little weird with the dating thing, but it's a much better use of your time, instead of checking the numbers and checking who's opened and checking how many times they've opened, to be sending more pitches and sending more follow-ups. Because the more you have out there in the world, the more chances you have of people coming back and saying, yes, let's set up calls. And also too, the more pitches you send and the more follow-ups you send, the better you get at them and the faster you get at them. Yeah.
And I mean, these are great, just to read it. I know we said that at the beginning, but these are you're doing what you should be doing. In a case where they don't reply, as you know, there could be so many reasons why they're not getting back. And a lot of people, it might just be, they want to get back when they're ready to move forward, potentially. They're closer to that starting line. Maybe right now they've got to figure out, oh, this is a good idea. Let me take a look at my budget, or let me take a look at what else is going on in the works and where this could fit in when I have time for a meeting, all those sorts of things that we can't possibly know. So if you follow up again on this, do you feel good about that, or are you feeling stuck on that?
Yeah. So what do I do next? Because I did the kind of, hey, checking in, here's something that I just wanted to pass along to you. And, I don't know why I'm just stuck on what do I do when I check in with them again? I feel and I know that I've heard both of you say before, don't say oh, you feel like you're going to be annoying, because you're not, that you're bringing value. But I'm well, what value do I bring in the third one?
In the third one, you do pretty much the same thing as the previous follow-up. You just change the wording a little bit.
Okay.
Still send something else that might be interesting. And you just go in and change the copy a little bit.
Okay. I guess so if somebody had emailed me back and said, I'm not interested, or no thanks, or something even worse, then emailing them after that to give them things would be annoying. But they haven't ever said they weren't interested, or don't email me or anything like that. So
you don't even know that they've seen your original emails.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
You can't you have no idea what's going, and also some of this tracking reads. There are some things where, how some emails you can set up to do the preview pane of the email.
Yeah.
So that counts as a read on some of these trackers.
Okay.
So if someone is going through their email, absentmindedly, kind of where was that thing I was looking for? Click, that's not it. That could count as a read, but they haven't actually even had a chance to read. And I don't say that to discourage you. I just say that so that you can't count on any of these numbers.
Okay.
What you can count on is the action that you can take, which is sending out your first pitch, sending out your follow-up, and then sending out your second follow-up. And then if you haven't heard anything, make a note. If this is a company that you want to work with, which I assume it is, then make a note on your tracking and say, all right, in 3 months or in 6 months, I'm going to try it again. Right?
Okay. Yeah. That sounds good.
And personally, even if someone's, I feel like more often people just don't reply versus saying, nope, I'm good. But even when people say, nope, I'm good, I tend to follow up to close the loop, like no hard feelings type of thing. Like, okay, thank you so much for getting back to me. I really appreciate it. You know, please reach out if you want to talk in the future or whatever it is. And I might even put them on, let me repitch them in 3 months, 6, whatever kind of the vibe I get, or that feels right for the time frame to follow up in, future. But personally, even if it's a no, it's not, it doesn't have to be like, oh, they're off my list.
Yeah. And you can even ask, you can say, hey, do you mind if I, nope, completely understand. No problem at all. Do you mind if I follow up again in 6 months or so to see if things have changed? Most people are going to be like, yep, absolutely fine.
Okay.
There we go. So does all of that make sense? Do you feel a little bit more?
Yes. Yeah. I think like I was making it harder than it has to be. So
we
tend to do that. We're copywriters. I feel like we think a lot.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm excited.
You're so welcome.
I'm going to be diligent about my follow-ups now.
Take
the pressure down a little bit.
It should be super, super easy, but schedule it, put it on your calendar and schedule it. Cause that way, then it will get done. If from 3:30 to 3:30 to 4:30 on Wednesdays is I send out my follow-ups time, then that's when you do
just
it.
As a future, once you have a few, your client roster's pretty good and you're still pitching and whatnot, as you send out pitches, you're not even going to overthink this because you won't have time. You're going to be working on client stuff and you're going to be like, okay, they didn't get back to me. All right. It's par for the course. I know that there are more clients. I know I have work, so I'm good. Like, I think there's more pressure now, and more time and space to overthink. So I don't know if that helps, like visualizing in the future, like what would future me do? Future me would be focusing on my business. And so this isn't helping me. Let me do what I need to do to move it.
Yeah, that all makes sense.
Awesome.
I can do that. Thank you
so much. Yes, you can. Yes.
Keep us posted though, please. Yeah,
please do.
I will. And I will say, I got an email from the company that I already finished a project for. After we wrapped and I invoiced them, they sent me an email saying, thank you so much for sending us a good pitch, because we get hundreds of really bad emails every week. And so it was, and they got back to me like right away. They were like, that was good. They were like, people send us terrible emails nonstop. So it does work. I know that it does. I just
sounds like you have a client to repitch too.
They said that they have another sequence they want me to work on for them soon, and maybe work on some landing pages for them. So I have potentially more work down the road. So I'm already getting the ball rolling faster than I thought I would. So
congratulations.
Good for you. That is fantastic. Awesome. Yeah, the system works, but more importantly, you took the steps. You actually did it. So good for you. Good for you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You are so welcome. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, Michelle.
You too. Bye.
Like what you heard? Hit subscribe so you never miss a video. And if you're ready to take the first step toward becoming a copywriter yourself, sign up for a free video training right here.